private text messages and other documents that we've obtained reveal what really happened.
So right there, Chris, that's not an opinion. That's not a maybe. That's not a what. What really happened. Now, is that going to be problematic for them moving forward?
Blake Lively has spent years crafting a flawless Hollywood image, but behind the glitz and glamour lies a darker truth no one saw coming. Now, the facade is crumbling. Justin Baldoni's lawyer has just revealed a bombshell that could destroy her reputation forever. In their hands, a single shocking piece of evidence, proof of Blake's deceit, and it's about to cost her millions. For years, Blake allegedly manipulated and bullied behind the scenes to get her way, but the truth can no longer be hidden. The verdict is in, and it's bigger than anyone imagined. This rewritten version maintains the dramatic tone while improving clarity and flow. Let me know if you'd like further adjustments.
So it seemed like she was very nervous about medical records being revealed, and it seemed very evident that her lawyers were instructed to ensure that her celebrity relationships, third party, all that stuff was off the table, is what I felt.
And here's a story for you. Lively vs. Baldoni. How right-wing influencers are weaponizing the fight to take down #MeToo.
She thought her fame made her untouchable. But tonight, as whispers turn to screams, Baldoni's team is exposing just how far she went to maintain her power. Her empire of lies is trembling, and a high-stakes showdown is unfolding. Blake Lively's back is against the wall, her reputation, her fortune. Everything is on the line. The stage is set for a Hollywood reckoning. And when the truth erupts, Blake Lively's world will never be the same. This version keeps the dramatic tension while refining the language for impact. Let me know if you'd like further tweaks.
The source explained, Blake is unsure about the future of her career because of the backlash she has received. She does not want to have a family with no income. She knows that Ryan's career has so far survived the fallout.
This is the shocking expose she never wanted you to hear. And it's just the beginning. Justin Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, stood his ground during a tense conversation about Blake Lively, who has allegedly turned herself into a kind of menace in Hollywood. Friedman came forward with explosive information that dismantles every story Lively has spread about Baldoni. According to Friedman, Lively tried to paint Baldoni as a monster, but the deeper you look, the clearer it becomes. Lively has been orchestrating a takedown from the very start. This version sharpens the narrative and enhances the dramatic tone. Let me know if you'd like further refinements.
That's what I felt. It felt almost like nervously so from her team of how much that clearly was the most important thing.
Here's the thing. Blake Lively didn't just talk to the press. She went after them. She allegedly threatened them and dictated exactly how to spin the story, ensuring Baldoni looked guilty before he could even defend himself. According to Friedman, that's her specialty. Using her clout to intimidate and manipulate. She almost got away with it too. But Friedman isn't letting her run the show anymore. He's made it clear that Baldoni is fighting back with a $400 million defamation countersuit. Baldoni refuses to roll over and watch his career be dragged through the mud. This version tightens the narrative and emphasizes the stakes. Let me know if you'd like further adjustments.
I don't know how much is going to come through in the transcript that can be read now, but audibly, because we were able to call in to that hearing and listen to it, there did seem to be a lot of stress and a lot of tension, particularly when it came to those points.
A huge part of this fiasco revolves around how Lively launched a public attack on Baldoni, accusing him of harassment on the set of their film. But Friedman points out a glaring issue. Her story kept changing. At first, she cried harassment, but the details didn't add up. Even her own case file hinted that things were actually fine after a certain point, which raises the question, why did she keep this story going long after the alleged problems had ended? It's starting to look less like a genuine claim of harm and more like a calculated smear campaign. This version sharpens the focus on the inconsistencies in Lively's claims and highlights the narrative of a potential smear campaign. Let me know if you'd like further tweaks.
That's how I felt. It just, given what we're looking at and what's happening and the backlash and everything else, I can't imagine Blake's celebrity friends are happy that it's gotten to this point.
Lively and her team tried to twist every detail against Baldoni, but her own words keep betraying her. Let's talk about Asterisk, the New York Times Asterisk. Friedman claims they collaborated with Lively in a way that suggests a planned ambush. According to him, the outlet allegedly waited for months, working on the story, only to drop the hit piece on Baldoni during a holiday weekend, giving him just a small window to respond. People might find that suspicious because if you truly have evidence against someone, why wait to release it at a time when most folks aren't paying attention? It's a move that raises more questions than answers. This version clarifies the narrative and emphasizes the questionable timing of the story's release. Let me know if you'd like further refinements.
And I really love this story because, again, it speaks to this larger cultural thing of the Me Too movement is over.
The plan seems pretty obvious. Catch Baldoni off guard to make Lively's side look stronger. It's a dirty move, no matter how you slice it. But Blake Lively took things to another level with one of her most baffling moves yet, the so-called dragon texts. In these messages, she actually compared herself to a character from a fantasy show, claiming her dragons were Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds, who would supposedly protect her from Baldoni. It's hard to take her seriously when she's spinning fantasies like that. This version keeps the tone sharp and highlights the absurdity of the dragon texts while maintaining the narrative flow. Let me know if you'd like further adjustments.
She's like, I have dragons, just like Khaleesi. I have Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift.
Friedman revealed that these private messages are part of a massive stack of texts, around 170 pages, that show Lively scheming to ruin Baldoni. Behind the scenes, she was plotting every step, painting herself as the hero and him as the villain. But the reality seems to be the opposite. She's the one stirring up trouble, while he's the one fighting to defend himself. Adding to the intrigue, Taylor Swift has remained completely silent, a stark contrast to her usual vocal support for causes or people she cares about. When Kesha faced real legal battles, Swift stepped in with a $250,000 donation. But for her supposed best friend, Blake Lively, there's no sign of support. Maybe Swift also realizes Lively is spinning a tall tale. If she truly believed Lively's story, she might have taken a stand. Instead, she's nowhere to be found, and that silence speaks volumes about how credible Lively's claims really are. Then there's WME, the agency that once represented both Lively and Baldoni. Their involvement adds another layer of complexity to this already tangled web of Hollywood drama. This version ties together the key points, emphasizing the lack of support from Taylor Swift and the implications of WME's involvement. Let me know if you'd like further refinements.
Judge heard the arguments. I felt Friedman made the better case.
As soon as Lively started throwing accusations around, WME wasted no time in dumping Baldoni and rushing to Lively and Ryan Reynolds as if they were gold mines. Their CEO, Ari Emanuel, even went on a podcast and took shots at Baldoni, labeling him as the bad guy while lavishing praise on Lively and Reynolds as if they were untouchable. The reason seems pretty obvious. Ryan Reynolds brings in serious cash, and that's big money for WME. Baldoni, on the other hand, doesn't generate the same level of revenue, so the agency made a cold, calculated business decision to kick him to the curb and keep Lively happy. This version highlights the financial motivations behind WME's actions and underscores the cutthroat nature of Hollywood. Let me know if you'd like further tweaks.
I think there were moments where the judge was calling both of them out. He was attempting to keep things being neutral, but there were definitely moments where Brian's arguments felt stronger than the other side.
It's a simple calculation. Bigger star power means more profit. And that means Baldoni gets tossed aside. Emanuel made this move while pretending to act on moral grounds, but let's be real, it doesn't fool anyone. He said, asterisk if the allegations are true, Baldoni is terrible. Asterisk notice the word asterisk if. Asterisk, that means he doesn't actually know what happened. He's just playing it safe, showing loyalty to Lively and Reynolds in case they bring him more money down the road. It's not about morality. It's about the bottom line. This version sharpens the critique of Emmanuel's actions and emphasizes the hypocrisy behind his statements. Let me know if you'd like further adjustments.
New articles come out sort of weaponizing the political ideologies that might be trying to dismantle beliefs involved in this case.
This is Hollywood at its worst. Follow the dollars and ditch anyone who can't keep up. But Lively didn't stop there. She wanted to obliterate Baldoni's reputation completely. Her PR team, led by Leslie Sloan, worked hand in hand with Asterisk, the New York Times Asterisk, to strategically plan the release of more negative press. This wasn't about an honest examination of the facts or letting the truth come to light. It was about crafting a narrative designed to hurt Baldoni so badly that no one would ever give him a fair shot again. This version highlights the calculated nature of Lively's actions and the collaboration between her PR team and the media. Let me know if you'd like further refinements.
We don't think we should have to present some of our text messages in Discovery with our high-profile clients, that being Taylor Swift and whoever else. Some people say Bradley Cooper and whatever other friends of Blake Lively might get sucked into this.
Friedman has even hinted that Baldoni's side might sue Asterisk, the New York Times Asterisk, for defamation as well. Why? Because Baldoni is fed up with so-called journalists who twist the news to fit Lively's agenda. For his part, Baldoni isn't backing down. He's taking the fight straight to Blake Lively, demanding a full apology and a public clearing of his name. He wants a court to hold her accountable for spreading lies and to finally put an end to this smear campaign. This version emphasizes Baldoni's determination to fight back and the potential legal action against Asterisk, the New York Times Asterisk. Let me know if you'd like further tweaks.
Justin Baldoni's side argued that they think that she shouldn't receive any preferential treatment because she's famous, and we need to see all this information. We'll redact it, we'll keep it from the public, and they say, no, you'll leak.
Friedman has made it clear. There's no chance Baldoni settles unless the agreement publicly clears him of these fabricated accusations. Lively's plan seems to have hit a brick wall because Friedman is just as fierce as she is. He's exposing every underhanded tactic she's used, leaving no stone unturned. If Baldoni were to give up, it would send a dangerous message to Hollywood that celebrities like Lively can destroy people with baseless claims. Baldoni refuses to let that happen. He wants the world to know he won't bow down to intimidation or lies. This version reinforces Baldoni's resolve and the broader implications of the case for Hollywood. Let me know if you'd like further adjustments.
The public is entitled to see different court papers. Everything's supposed to be public, right? Freedom of Information Act is supposed to be public. But in certain cases like this, sure.
Meanwhile, Lively's image is taking a nosedive. She tried to ride the hashtag #MeToo wave for her own benefit, seemingly convinced that people would automatically take her side the moment she cried harassment. But instead, a lot of people, including hardcore fans of Taylor Swift, are raising eyebrows. They see the glaring holes in her story. Even Hollywood's big shots are keeping their distance, as it's becoming clear that she overplayed her hand. What started as a calculated move to destroy Baldoni is now backfiring, and Lively's reputation is paying the price. This version highlights the backlash Lively is facing and the growing skepticism around her claims. Let me know if you'd like further refinements.
No one cares about that, right? We care about finding out, did he harass?
She's proven herself to be a manipulator, and no one wants to get tangled in her web of drama. Friedman keeps dropping more receipts, and it's not doing Lively any favors. With each new revelation, it becomes clearer that she's been lying or exaggerating all along. She tried to craft this perfect victim narrative, but Friedman is dismantling it piece by piece, arguing that she's the one pulling all the strings behind the scenes. The more the truth comes out, the more her credibility crumbles. This version emphasizes the mounting evidence against Lively and the unraveling of her narrative. Let me know if you'd like further tweaks.
They were not interested in publishing anything about her security, but did bring up that, you know what? Our addresses got leaked. So that's interesting.
She's the one who lined up media stories to attack Baldoni. She's the one who allegedly threatened or pressured executives. She's the one who compared herself to a fantasy queen with dragons backing her up. The drama reached a boiling point in court on March 6, 2025, where Friedman took a calm but direct approach. He told the judge that Baldoni's team has no intention of harming Lively. They simply want to defend themselves, which is their right. However, Friedman also pointed out the glaring inconsistencies in Lively's behavior. Real victims don't typically orchestrate massive PR attacks or feed rumors to every reporter they can find. They also don't turn a legal battle into a theatrical performance. But in Hollywood, the rules are twisted, and big money often turns people into targets. Ari Emanuel made that crystal clear when he essentially declared Baldoni wasn't worth protecting. Friedman sees right through the facade. He knows WME dropped Baldoni because Ryan Reynolds brings in the big bucks. It wasn't about whether Lively was telling the truth. It was about the agency's bottom line. They thought throwing Baldoni under the bus would keep Lively and Reynolds happy, ensuring more profit for them in the long run. This version ties together the courtroom drama, WME's motivations, and Lively's questionable actions into a cohesive narrative. Let me know if you'd like further refinements.
And, clearly Justice side didn't care about the medical stuff or the security stuff. They agreed even in that call. That's not what this is about. What this became about was more of this sort of mid-ground issue.
The worst move Lively and Reynolds made might have been joking about the lawsuit during the SNL 50th anniversary special. It was a tacky display that left a bad taste in everyone's mouths. The audience didn't laugh the way Lively probably hoped, and Hollywood insiders weren't amused either. In fact, some big names even distanced themselves from the couple afterward. Friedman didn't hold back in pointing out how foolish it looks for someone to claim they're a victim of harassment, only to sit on national TV and laugh about the situation. It's a glaring contradiction that undermines her credibility and makes the entire ordeal seem like a calculated game rather than a serious legal matter. This version highlights the backlash from the SNL appearance and the damage it did to Lively's image. Let me know if you'd like further adjustments.